who put us on the map back in 1990. So now in 2011, I'm gonna do my part for Fly City. So allow me to pay homage and salute. Fly City, we do it a little something like this. Oh yeah, sound good to me. This for my residents, Fly City's on, so I'ma represent. Flow is still the sickest, like he still ain't get his medicine. I'm from the city, about that action. Niggas don't do threats, cause if they say it, it's gon' happen. Niggas spitting fire, I'ma hold the torch high. Up and down landing, raised on the north side. They be looking at me now like Hana, yo, we made it. A nigga at the shop of Pasadena getting faded. We don't give a fuck cause we was raised in the jungle. We gon' represent it, too much struggle to be humble. Out of town proud, got love for the D. But homie, please don't get it twisted, cause I'm from the FLINT in the city. We're grinding what we best at. Shouts to the fifth ward, holla at me West Pass. I does it for the mitten, it's plain to see. You're listening to the sounds of Reef and the boy JC. Yeah, yeah. Here ain't no future in your front. I thought I told y'all niggas, man. I never got caught with a kilo. I acted like I did cause the faking ain't for me. I was raised around niggas that was really in the street, so I could tell a fake motherfucker when I see one. You know where I'm from, so you know what I saw. Pose on my dick, so we like fuck the law. Getting harassed by the cops is routine. Grabbing on my 501 Levi jeans. We about our business, but also know we got pride. Door highway living, caught my niggas on the south side. Hooping in our free time. Black love, brown pride. Shout to my Hispanics representing on the east side. Flint, we taking over the war zone. That be breeding soldiers. You make it out, you lucky like a 4-leaf clover. So get it clear and don't forget it when I told you I got the throne with my city on my shoulders. Yeah, here ain't no future in your front. Y'all better cut all that clown shit out. Yeah. This a tour through my city, through these verses. Kinda keep it jumping like it's Sunday up and bursting. I be at the loft when I get off, nigga just called me. Mo Cleaves telling me to meet him at the palm tree. Clio Road jumping, the strip stay packed. Niggas keep a bitch or a burner in they lap. Blue City Club is the clique, and I be different. And it ain't gon' change for the world or the government. I'm speaking for my city, so I can't never be quiet. Cause niggas steady dying for the M.O.N.E.Y. We breed real niggas, so ain't shit that you can tell me. Holla at me Merle Hood, holla at me Selby. I rep for the city, every verse, every feature. DNH on ML King and out the Johnnies out and beat you. You got my back and I got yours. What time is it? Tear down the doors. Yeah. Ain't no future in your frontin'. Rest in peace, Bree. It ain't no future in your frontin'. It never was, cuz. 1990 to 2011. R.I.P. Bree. Flint Town equals Fly City. I represent for the whole Fly City. I'm feeling real Flinttish right now. Northern, Southwestern, Central. Rest in peace, Central. Carmen, Flint Powers, Hammond. Yo, N-Dub, what up? I'm feeling real Dupont. Beecher, what up, Bucktown? Coldwater Road, I see you. I'm feeling real Clio Road, Saginaw Street right now. Fuck it, nigga. Flushing, Davidson, Grand Blake, nigga. It ain't no future in your frontin'. I got you.
Best in the world at what I do. I am the best in the world at what I do. I am the best in the world at what I do. I am the best in the world at what I do. I am the best in the world at what I do. I'm the best in the world at what I do.
That's right, let's take this in, man. I ain't gonna come in with it. Yo, they like you mad? Well, yeah, I'm on a mission. In fact, if I wasn't black, I probably wouldn't even listen to rap. Niggas lost, no direction, they missing the map. I hear they tracks, I get more excited when I'm fixing a flat. The game fuck niggas, artists got a dick in they crack. See, I'm the realest and I'll be damned if I sit on they lap. I make them disappear, but I got another trick in my hat. The shit I write, I slice rappers and split them in half. Spit heat, melt niggas, all that's left is they bones. Body tracks, this shit gon' be like the best of Stallone. I'm the wrong one to test when I get in my zone. You do, you fucking yourself like having sex with your clone. Ain't a question I'm nice, like I just couldn't do wrong. Y'all annoying, that ex-bitch that just couldn't move on. Ain't nobody out that can match what I do on the song. Fly City's finest up next, who would've known? A fucking soldier. I never been to break, go ahead and test me. Let's see how much I can take. I'm a soldier. Go ahead and try to doubt me. Think I'ma lose, then y'all don't know nothing about me. I'm a soldier. I never been to break, go ahead and test me. Let's see how much I can take. I'm a soldier. Go ahead and try to doubt me. Think I'ma lose, then y'all don't know nothing about me. No, I ain't tripping, it ain't that. that, just want people to face facts. That we live in an era where we got rappers that can't rap. Now why would you get in the ring and box if you can't scrap? So why would you grab a mic and do this if you can't snap? They sell out the culture, might as well be painting their face black. What the fuck is you talking about? Niggas making me hate rap. When I get on the track, it feel like I'm making them take laps. The last of the real ones, guess I'ma embrace that. I guess the bullshit needed for me to rebel and be dope and spit crack I can legally sell. Run shit, niggas moving at the speed of a snail. Lock shit with these bars, got the key to the cell. This is anti-rare when they ringing the bell. Punchlines every time they repeatedly swell. Big red, dangle motherfuckers over the rail. My heart beats for this shit, y'all niggas need to be scared. I'm a soldier, I never bend the break. Go ahead and test me, let's see how much you can take. I'm a soldier, go ahead and try to doubt me. Think I'ma lose, then y'all know nothing about me. I'm a soldier, I never bend the break. Go ahead and test me, let's see how much I can take. I'm a soldier, go ahead and try to doubt me. Think I'ma lose, then y'all know nothing about me. I'm killing MCs and beats, they ain't dying of old age. I'm running them over, this the result of my road rage. So many bars, it's like I'm trapped in my own cage. 100% real shit when I'm on stage. You last in a race, when I'm just too fast for your pace. You gon' get past it, it's too bad, I just laugh in your face. Now they snatching the bait, and then they ask you to erase the other half of your face on the other half of the state. Ain't no gas in your tank, nigga, you blasting with blanks. So imagine your fate when you finna clash with a tank. Gorilla grind, H squad, we the planet of apes. Take a stab at my spot like taking a stab to the face. Studio, no sleep, no other way I could put it. Eyes red, bloodshot, looking like crimson bullets. I know all these motherfuckers probably hate what I'm on. Honestly, I don't give a shit, y'all can hate till I'm gone. I'm a soldier, I never bend the break. Go ahead and test me, let's see how much I can take. I'm a soldier, go ahead and try to doubt me. Think I'ma lose, then y'all know nothing about me. I'm a soldier, I never bend the break. Go ahead and test me, let's see how much I can take. I'm a soldier, go ahead and try to doubt me. Think I'ma lose, then y'all know nothing about me. I'm a best in the motherfucking world.
This is the Indie Circuit on
Yale Radiocast.
All right, you already know what it is, man. Yale Entertainment, Yale Radiocast, you already know what it is. This is the Indie Circuit. I am Dylan Yale in the building. We are in 2022, and just so everybody is aware, this is the 10-year anniversary month of Yale Radiocast, man. And whoa, who? You B, the truth. What's happening, B?
Here,
yeah. He's here. Hey, man, what's up, B? What's happening with you, brother?
I'm here, man. I'm here for the support. I'm here to support my brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Once again, Young B the Truth, another outstanding artist, joining on the platform here at Yale Radiocast, the Indie Circuit. Let me go ahead and jump right into it. Y'all already know what it is. This is the official 10-year anniversary, and I want to say something. The artist that we are featuring today is definitely something that is a true honor here at Yale Radiocast. I'm going to go into my personal appreciation for this artist throughout this interview, but I just want y'all to understand this is a very big moment for myself, just to have the opportunity to speak with this guy and the work that he's put in as an independent artist. When you see somebody come up from the beginning and you see where they go and you actually see somebody's road, the ups and downs, it makes you appreciate who they are, even when they are talented artists. That's what I'm talking about.
Extremely
So
talented.
I just want to welcome Mr. John Connor to Yale Radiocast.
What's up,
Thank you, man. Give applause to John Connor. I would say he's in the building, but we got him in the building visibly. What's happening, John Connor?
Man, what's up, man? It's a pleasure to be here, man.
I appreciate you joining on to the stream, man. Go ahead and tell everybody who John Connor is, just for the public that may not be aware of the outstanding artist out of Flint, Michigan, known as John Connor.
Well, first, man, I want to thank you for all the kind words and the compliments, man. I am truly humbled, man. Thank you. And so, man, just for anybody that don't know, John Connor, born and raised in Flint, Michigan, started creating music from the time I was 11 years old. Just something that hip-hop bug jumped in me to just want to do this for a living. My mother always told me, if you go, whatever you do or pick a career out of, make sure you love doing it. And music was always what I loved to do. My father is a musician, And so I just, man, I hit the ground running, started selling tapes and CDs at school, in junior high school, through high school, built my own studio out my crib, and just never looked back, man. I don't know, man. I'm really terrible at talking about myself, man. so
Well, we're gonna have a while to do this, brother. We got an hour to get into this, man. I mean, and you can't say you're terrible at talking about yourself. I hear your music, brother. I hear your music.
We hear
tell them about it.
We hear the people's champ. Nah, he's not the people's rapper. He's the people's champ, right?
Yeah.
This is the rock in the building
Thank you,
rap.
man.
So let's
thank you.
So let's tell everybody, man, and I know a little bit of your background when we're talking about who you are and coming out of Flint, Michigan, and you starting music. You kind of started out with your a cousin of yours, correct?
My cousin actually passed away.
Yeah.
I guess he rapped for a little bit. You know, he wasn't really a rapper. He more so was my biggest supporter. You know, he used to try to rap back in the day, but yeah, my cousin Jack Lark, man, like that was my heart and my spirit. He was the one in my family that really pushed me like to wanting to create, and he made me believe in myself that I could do it. And he passed away, and he became like my inspiration for continuing to do it. But I started, what made me start rapping was a childhood friend of mine by the name of Jason Monk. Okay. And we was on the school bus together, and he saw something in me, man, that I didn't even know was inside of myself, man. They used to freestyle on the bus all the time. And then he passed me the mic, and I'm looking like, man, what you passing me the mic for, man? But nah, he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And when I rapped, it got that reaction from all of the kids on the bus, and I became, you know, I just became addicted to that feeling of knowing that through words I could give people a positive feeling, or I can inspire people through rapping. And so I got to give all credit to God Bless the Dead, my man Josh Lewis, and my man Jason Monk. Yeah, those was the two cats that got me into rapping. And then I always knew I wanted to make music because my father made music. But as far as hip hop and as far as rapping, I got to give credit to them. And my sister Chantel. She was the one that brought home all of the Tupac and Biggie and Boss and Outkast and all of that. So it was my sister and a combination of those cats on the bus.
Wait. Let me ask you about the Outkast part, because I've heard the Tupac and the Biggie, you know what I'm saying, the dedication music that you've done and those artists that you've kind of like mentioned in your music. I don't think I've heard Outkast, man. What's the connection to the down south flavor?
Well, yeah, what's crazy about that, you know, first answering your question about Outkast, my sister, I remember her bringing Southern Playalistic Cadillac music to the crib, and she was just on that every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, nowadays people like bring up the Love Below speaker box, and they bring up like the later Outkast albums, but you know, I'm an 80s baby, so I can remember Southern Playalistic when it came out because my sister was on it tough. Okay. So, you know, I was definitely influenced, but going into segue into what you said about the South, what people don't know, and they might not get that from the way that I rap, is that the South is why I started rapping. Like No Limit and Master P. Okay. And Beats by the Pound, like that's why I started rapping. It wasn't like I love Jay-Z, Nas, like Dre and everybody, like, you know what I'm saying, and all of the legends that people normally shout out in these type of situations, but my story just staying true to me. My man Dave Collier, he brought home the TRU CD with the three skulls on it, true to the game. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my sister just playing it out. She had that and the I'm Bout It soundtrack, right? So I just remember like listening to that over and over, and it was something about when I heard No Limit Soldiers, and I talk about it in my documentary that's coming out. But when she when she brought home that TRU CD, that was it. It was over for me. And they was dropping every month, man. That's what made me want to rap, man.
That's what made you drop almost every month yourself?
Man, what? Yes. It actually is. Like being inspired by the work ethic and the consistency that No Limit had during that run in 97, 98, 99 has always been what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to have like a bunch of artists from Flint that I could put out and give that feeling that I felt back in the 90s that No Limit had. But it's like, now I'm going to give it to everybody though. Like get ready, every 2 months this year, we're gonna drop something.
So let's talk about the Flint, Michigan background, right? We're talking about artists like Top Authority, correct? MC Breed. Okay, yeah. We talk about MC Breed. We already played some of that music in the beginning, man. And I was like, man, this dude, because you got to be bold to do a Breed cover, right? Because he's just such a legend in the game himself as well, RP Breed, you know what I'm saying? So when I heard it, that's kind of like made me listen to you when I started Yale Radiocast, once again, 10-year anniversary of Yale Radiocast. I had an idea of just highlighting great talent because of what we was hearing on the radio was just okay, which is cool because it is a business, it's a game, it's a hustle, it's the music business, it's an industry designed and marketed to make money, and we all don't need to really go into it. We started hearing a different sound of talent, a different quality of artists. And it's like the lyrical artists such as yourself got pushed to the side a little bit. And I'm like, I just want to create something to highlight that there are still talented artists still here. Even Nas, another artist that co-signed John Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Man, how did you feel about that? First of all, let's go back. Let's start with this since I brought that name up. How did it feel to actually have somebody like Nas say, this is the guy?
Well, man, first off, I want to thank you for creating a platform like this to give artists like myself to just bring awareness to what we do.
Right.
Excuse me, because I really appreciate that. To the Nas question, man, I mean, ain't no feeling like that in the world. When I, like I said, the South is what put me on to wanting to rap. Like, that is the sound that I gravitated to. But when I wanted to start studying, like, just lyricism, and when I, not to say that the South ain't lyricists, because they are. Mm-hmm. But when I wanted to just get into, because there would be certain conversations and certain names that would always come up as the greatest. And, you know, you got Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac, you know what I'm saying? Those type of people, Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, Pac, all of those names. So it was like I started studying those, and Nas was one of the people that I actually studied to learn how to get decent at rapping. Because when I first started, bro, I sucked. You know what
nope.
You feel me?
I don't buy it.
Nah, it was bad business. Sometimes I listen to some of the stuff, I'll be like, oh my God. But so I studied Nas's It Was Written album. I just studied Nas to like the 10th degree. And so to meet him, and I got to big up to Mo Cleaves, man.
Yes, Maurice Cleaves.
Martine Cleaves.
Martine Cleaves,
yep.
College All-Star.
Yep, former NBA player.
Yes.
Yep. And so through him, he had a relationship with Nas through Chris Webber, and I got to shout out big bro Chris Webber too. But Nas, C. Webb, and Mo Cleaves, they all had a relationship. And when Martine decided to mess with me with the music and get involved with the music, it was like, okay, I got to introduce him to Nas. And it was so crazy. It was such a humbling experience. And I'll never forget the gems that Nas told me. One in particular was, he told me, don't never be in a rush to go from 0 to 100. He said, because steps 1 through 99 is what teach you how to deal with level 100. He said, there's some people that get in this game and shoot to stardom so fast that they lose their mind, they go crazy, they make toxic decisions because they skipped all of those steps that would have taught them how to deal with that final step. So it was like, it's little things like that that Nas gave me along the way, man, that have stayed true to me to this day. And now when I talk to younger artists, I give them the same jewels that Nas gave me. So that moment, it was nothing like it. It was like, you know, how do you explain meeting one of your idols? Nas is definitely one of those people that I looked up to.
B, what you got for that, brother?
Mr. Connor.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
People's Champ. I'm not
Yes,
gonna call
sir.
you People's Rapper because you're the People's Champ.
Thank you.
What advice do you have for upcoming artists? Like that's I won't just say lyricists. I'm a lyricist in particular, but just upcoming, you know, artists that's like just trying to get out there. What advice do you have for them?
Man, you know, I seldomly give advice because I feel like everybody's path is different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the things that may have worked for me might not work for the next person. So I'll just give some universal, I would guess it'd be wisdom. I would just tell the person, don't stop no matter what. If you really feel like in your heart this is what's for you, don't let nobody talk you out of it. Don't compare yourself to other people because that's something that can discourage you. Find your lane. Don't look at other people and think because your journey ain't turning out like their journey that this dream ain't for you. No, you have to find your audience. And if you keep comparing yourself to the next person, you're comparing your music to their music and their audience to your audience. Well, if you make a different type of music than somebody else, you're going to attract a different audience, and it's going to take a while for you to build that audience. So as long as you stay true to yourself, keep going and doing what you got to do, and you willing to go through that grind that it takes to build you a core loyal fan base, it will happen for you. I've seen it. Like, I've seen it happen for myself. I've seen it happen to other people. So it's like I remember the great Nipsey Hussle said something in an interview. He said, man, he think back to when he started rapping. He said it ain't nothing. He said there's no difference between him and the other people that he started rapping with. The only difference was is he didn't quit. So sometimes it ain't about talent. Sometimes it's not about your look. It ain't about your music. Nothing. It's all about your will and your will to believe in yourself and keep pushing no matter what.
Let me tell you, man. First time I heard John Connor, right? This is crazy. My John Connor story.
Yes, sir.
I'm with my homeboy, my partner Taboo, my brother I grew up with from Pensacola, Florida. That's where we're from. We're going to talk about Pensacola connections a little bit
Florida
later.
Was crack. I
I know. Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief. Yes, we're going to go there. We're going to get into that.
Yeah, we're going to get into it.
So, I'm riding with my partner Taboo, right? Him and his lady. I'm in the back seat. And they arguing like they always do, right? So I'm listening. We got the radio playing, and it's on satellite radio. And I hear the People's Rapper LP, the Eminem mixtape. And they playing the I'm a Soldier. I don't know who your interview was, but these two is arguing, and I'm trying to hear. I'm like, do y'all hear what this dude is saying? Y'all need to shut the hell up. Like, he is going in. Like, so I'm like putting my headphones in, and I scan through the station. And I'm like, this dude right here, man, John Connor. And from that point on, this is probably about 2011, 2012. The People's Rapper came out in LP about 2000. So I'm pulling up everything John Connor at that moment, man. Yeah. I'm like, the Vinny Chase and all that stuff. I'm like, this dude right here, man. Tell everybody about how it felt really just diving into rap. You saying somebody handed you a microphone, but you had to get into the studio. And when you actually got into the studio and started doing the work, what was that experience like?
Well, the thing is, like I said, I built my own first studio. So I was far as when I first started rapping when I was 10, 11 years old, I was the kid who house everybody would come over to do music. Right. I was the kid that wrote raps for everybody in the neighborhood and was like, here go yo rap, here go yo rap, here go yo rap, and I'm going to make the beat. So for me, it was already just kind of in me. So by the time I started getting into the industry, it was like I was a fish in water. Like studios are where I feel most at home at. Okay. I'm an introverted type person, which is crazy because I'm an Aries, so a lot of people think that you just, outgoing. But it's like I'm a rather introverted person, in social settings, I'm pretty introverted. So it's like when I'm in the studio, that's where I feel at home at. I know exactly what to do. I'm always in tune with my creativity. So when I started getting into bigger studios in the game, I felt at home. I felt like that's what I had waited my whole life to do. Somebody said, there's no such thing as luck. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So I felt like I had prepared my whole life for this, and I was being given the opportunity. So it was on. Let
me ask you this.
Yeah.
John Connor. How did we come up with John Connor?
I was gonna ask that.
Oh, that's cool. I'm a nerd on the low. I'm like for real. I'm a movie nerd. I'm just as passionate about film as I am music and pro wrestling and those things. Like I'm passionate about those things, like on deeper levels. So it's like I was sitting up watching the Terminator one night, man, and it just hit me. I had an epiphany. It was like God put the thought into my head as I was watching the Terminator movies, and I was like, yo, because before that my name was Do So. Like here go the evolution. I'm gonna give y'all this an exclusive, right?
Here we go.
I'm gonna give y'all the exclusive. When people ask me this question, I always give them the same generic answer, and I'm not gonna do that because I rock with y'all. Y'all energy is so cool, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no generic answers here, man. So y'all gonna get the truth. The truth is, I'm named after my father. My real name is Jan Kevin Freeman Jr. So,
Yes.
okay, Deuce mean two. So I was Deuce, right? Then after a while, I became Deuce O. Okay, because back when I was in elementary school, we was corny little kids, and my homeboy was Ace O Spades, right? So then my name became Deuce O
Dude said,
Spades. You feel me?
yeah.
So so then I felt like the O Spades was kind of corny. So when I got in high school, I just was do so. So all through high school, I was do so, and I had made a name for myself around the city in high school as do so. But when I moved out at 18, I wanted to start over. I didn't want my past to ever come back on me. I wanted to, as far as like any old music that I did, I wanted a clean slate. I'm all about clean slates. So at the same time that I was thinking about just leaving everything behind, I'm moving out to Orlando to go to Full Sail. I was like, yo, I need to change it up. I need a reinvention. I'm watching the Terminator movies. I watched them back to back, and then I was like, yo, that's
Salvation.
such an ill character, and how much that character meant to that movie, and how, like, if anything ever happened to him, the world wouldn't be right. How his presence was like needed to the world. And I feel
Yeah.
like
Yo.
that's what I want my presence in music to be like. That my message needs to be heard. That I am that important to the state of hip hop, to the state of humanity. So I'm like, yo, I should just be John Connor. I asked my man K Wills. I was like, K Wills, man, what you think? I said, I think I'm gonna be John Connor. He was like, John Connor, huh? And I was like, yeah. And then from that point on, that's what it was. I wasn't do so no more. From the first time I put out my first like national album that kind of got attention, The Calling Part One, I was John Connor, and it was on.
And then I just want to go ahead and talk about Salvation since we're talking about John Connor.
Shouts to my man
It all
Reed,
makes
man.
sense.
God.
That all makes sense.
You talking about a project, and all of them's a fire, right? You know what I'm saying? But I think that Salvation really drew me in. I could talk about Salvation. I could talk about why you were sleeping. I could talk about all that. But I think that Salvation really woke the world up to you because it connected the name with the movement, you know, business as well. Everything has to have a tie to it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I get it. Because that was one of the movies. John Connor, Salvation. It works.
It makes sense.
I got to give credit to my man Reef. That was a collab project that I did with my man. Y'all know Reef from, he produced What Up Gangster for 50 on
Yeah.
Die Trying. And so, yeah, that was Reef's idea.
Okay. Let's go to the stream real quick, brother, because some people are showing love right now to John Connor. John Blitch, John Connor, Ben Nice.
That's
Good
love.
luck, fellas. Phoenix.
Thank
That
you.
is that's my financee, brother. That's the financee.
That's love. That's love.
She knows how big of a John Connor fan that I am.
Yeah.
Pimpin' Slim, that's Young B's brother over there. Salute to
Pimp,
Yale
pimp.
Radiocast. Respect
love.
to John Connor. Then he's stick to the code.
Hey.
Oh man, so and we love that code. We gonna get down there today
Fire
as
record.
well.
Fire
RTV, that is Yale Radiocast partner company. We are televised on Roku and Fire Stick, brother. So this is gonna be another worldwide production for John Connor.
Oh, so man, I wasn't supposed to be cussing, huh?
You cuss all you. Hold up, man.
Hey, you people's rapper.
You can shit away. Shit away.
You the people's
Shit
rapper.
to your heart's content, brother.
I don't want to mess up. I don't want to.
Shit to your heart's content.
Deuce.
All right, so RTV, to love the way you rep Flint, since you rep hard for Flint, is it true? Flint, Michigan councilman member Eric Mays starts fights at almost every meeting.
Gotta love Eric Mays, man. Shout to Eric Mays, man. Shout to Eric Mays.
Okay, so tell us about growing up in Flint, brother. Just the life there, because you definitely tell everybody when you say I'm repping Flint and
He
the
does
ups
it.
and downs,
He does
when you
that to the
talk
fullest.
about broken mirrors and all that stuff, and you definitely put out to the world what you deal with in Flint. So let the audience know right now.
Growing up in Flint, man, I mean, I would guess it's just like any other poverty-stricken city, any inner city, you know, like black community. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, ain't that crazy that, you know, we all have that in common? I've learned that by traveling the world. Well, I ain't going to say the world. By traveling the U.S. and certain other countries, man, that we all have that in common, that experience of what it means to be black. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just like the hood from Friday or the hood from, you know, down south, whatever hoods y'all got. It's pretty much the same. But
Yes.
you got your crime, you got your the you know, you got that type of thing. But I think us growing up in it, we always looked at it like it was normal. You know what I mean? Like that's why I don't everybody grew up in a hood. The hood in Chicago, they probably feel like they hood is crazy. I feel like my hood in Flint is crazy. In New
Mm-hmm.
Orleans, they feel like they hood is crazy. So when people ask me that, I hate making it seem like a sob story because I feel like us as black folks, we all go through that same poverty. We all went through that same struggle. So I would say it was like growing up in any other hood. But I think that the crazy thing is I watched it get worse over time
Right.
when the automotive industry kind of moved out and people started moving out. It's like that would be the thing that differentiates my hood and what happened in Flint to everywhere else. Whereas like Flint is almost like a ghost town now. When I was growing up, like I likened it to the hood in Friday, where it was like the hood, but it was fun. You know what I'm saying? You had the
Right.
D boys and you had all that, and yeah, you had your crime or whatever was going on, but we knew how to maneuver around that. And then as I got older, it just seemed like the kind of progressively get worse and worse. Then when you had the Flint water crisis that happened, you know, that was another thing that kind of, you know, really devastated, excuse me, my city. And it hurts my heart because like I said, the hood is the hood. But when I was a kid, I loved growing up in Flint. You know,
Mm.
I loved growing up in Flint, man. Like seeing the females walking up and down the street, like with their little Daisy Dukes on, and certain, you know what I'm saying, the other chicks dancing in the driveway. Then we bringing the hoop courts out in the middle of the street. We
Yeah.
bringing the basketball goal in the middle of the street and playing basketball. We go up to the park, Bassett Park or Civic Park. We playing football, and
Yeah.
now you don't see too much of that no more.
Nah.
And so I would just say, man, Flint is just as rough as every other hood in America. I just think that just we got dealt a tough blow because at least there are things that create revenue that surround the hoods in Chicago and New York and LA and all these other places. But around Flint, it's like there's a sense of hopelessness that goes along with it because if you a kid growing up in Flint, you can't see no way out, no visible way out. There's nothing here that says that you can be successful. So it's like I think that's why it's important for all of the artists that come out of Flint to always come back and do something for the kids and talk to the kids because it's on us to let them know that there's a world bigger than Flint, Michigan that they can succeed in.
I actually see a lot of videos from you and your community work in Flint where they see you as actually a hometown hero and a legend. Um, just because research, making sure, you know, even when there was a little down period where we didn't hear a lot from Connor, I was still checking to see what Connor was doing.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you
Hey,
for that.
hey, I'm telling you, so I saw this free water for Flint. Um, talk about, and this is the shit right here, man. The community work and the Flint water crisis. How did it personally like hit you, and just being able to just live life as a human being, man, and just being able to like maneuver in the city, and you got this going on. It's a governmental thing going on, and here it is. The whole city has to deal with this, and you created the Free Water for Flint campaign. Kind of tell everybody about that.
It was actually it was a rough time for me because when it all happened, I was in California, and this is when I was still on Aftermath. So I felt disconnected that this was happening, and my mother was still there, my cousins were still there, my aunties were still there, but I'm in California trying to create an album, but I'm watching my city suffer, and that's something that was really tough for me. So I did as much as I could. I came back as much as I could and did things or let my face be seen, like whether it was coming back and going to the Boys and Girls Club or going to the oh my God, why is it slipping? It slipped. It was another organization that I went back and would pass out water with, and man, and then like just trying to convince the people on Aftermath to donate water and do whatever I could do. And then me and Kiki Palmer, we made the record Fresh Water for Flint, and then I went on and performed that on the nightly show, and just doing everything I could to spread awareness to it because even though at the time I wasn't in Flint, you can't take Flint out of me. That's my home. Like
Right.
I love Flint, like no matter what, like it made me who I am. So I just wanted to do everything I could. Like I said, it all goes back to the kids because they're the future. The youth is the future, man. So you gotta make sure you let your face be seen. And so I was there, like passing out water whenever I could, whenever I could show people that, yo, forget how y'all view me, forget who I be around, whether I'm around Dr. Dre or whoever, I'm
Right.
still Jan from Flint, Michigan. I'm still the kid that went to
Salute to that.
Flint Powers Catholic, who went to St. John Vianney Catholic School in Flint, Michigan on Bagley Street. That grew up down the street from Flint Northern. All the Flint people that ever watch this is gonna get excited when I say all that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
Rep your city, brother. I mean, that's what it's about, man.
yeah,
We already
Flint
know
gonna
the
get real
music.
geeked on that part, but it was like, for me, it was important that I let it be known. Like, I don't care nothing about no celebrityism. I don't care nothing about who you be around or what you posting on Instagram, man. We living in real life, and the Flint water crisis is a real thing. And still to this day, like, you know, still to this day, it's issues because of that. But it's like, for me, it's like I wanted to shed that whole celebrityism thing and just be there for my people.
Did you? I'm sure you had a little bit of hate, man, from your city. I was researching some music, man, and I saw a John Connor diss record.
Whoa.
And I was like, who is this dude? We're not gonna give credit because it was older, it was in the past. As we look at the musical landscape today, right? And all these younger artists are actually getting killed within their community. You ever worry about that? Let's just take Dolph for instance. You know, just getting killed in his hometown. All these artists are like, you know, we hear a lot of, and shout out to Rap Analytics. They talk about this a lot. Another one of our shows, one of the podcasts about should a artist leave the hood once they make it successful, man? What do you think?
I think it's different for everybody. You know, I think it's different for everybody. I mean, we all know that it's crazy stats that say that most rappers die in their hometown, but then we also not taking a census of how many rappers live in their hometown and are still alive. So it's like, what are we comparing it to? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you know, for every one rapper that we hear about they get killed in their hometown, how many other rappers live in their hometown and aren't dead? So I think that it's just different. It's different for everybody. But I also feel like, you know, I'll leave it at that. Because your question was, should rappers leave their hometown? I think that it depends on the individual, and I think everything is strictly is different strokes for different folks, and I think that it's on the individual is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Mr. Connor, you spoke up about Aftermath.
Yeah.
And I got to bring the question. I think this is a question people want to know, myself included, being a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
I seen y'all as like you, Kendrick, M, Dre. I seen y'all as like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of like Young Money dynasty that was about to happen. And then you dropped the I'm Back with Dr. Dre. It was fire, by the way. I didn't even know you could speed rap like that, like insane. What actually happened between your whole time being there? What actually happened? What caused the departure?
Good question. And I don't mean to jump over that. Tell them about getting signed, because we got to let them know this man was putting in some hard work.
Unconscious State.
For Dre to say, you know what, I need this guy.
Unconscious State.
And
we
then,
talked about
so
Salvation.
let's just,
I actually first seen him at the Hiphop Awards. And that was what put me on. I was like, I got to go listen to this guy. Like, so I go back and listen to the Salvation. I go back and I hear Unconscious State, and then I see you get signed to what I think is finna be like the next biggest dynasty in hip hop, and then you know you departed. Like, it just seemed like something happened, but what actually happened?
Man, that is such a broad question. What happened? So y'all want me to answer, how did I get signed? Or
lead up to the signing, brother, and you know, just working, leading up to the signing. By Aftermath and Dr. Dre, working with Aftermath and some of the greatest artists, and how it didn't come into fruition that, as you should be in my mind, just the guy that they build the next generation of Aftermath around.
Okay. Well, how I got signed was real interesting. First of all, I got to give all equal credit to my man Young Sav. I think he just Sav now. So my man Kendall Freeman, who man is an industry exec at Arista right now, and Mo Cleves, Mateen Cleves, and myself. We put in so much work. Like we was dropping a freestyle every week, a project every 2 months. We was, just going super dumb hard, and that got the attention of Exhibit's son. So I remember I was on tour with Big Crit, and I was sitting at home because I didn't get to go on the second leg of that tour. And I remember I was in my feelings. I was depressed. I'm like, man, I need to be out on the road, man.
He did say this in the Best of the World song. Was that the Kanye you actually spoke on this on? Was it that song you was talking about with the Big Brother track? You kind of went there a little bit, didn't you?
Say that again.
One of the tracks you spoke on this exact situation, was it the Big Brother track where you said you was at home feeling depressed?
Yeah, it probably was. So like I was at the crib. And I was just ready to get back on the road, because after you be on the road and be on tour, you just got that itch. You just want to stay on the road and be in front of them people and, doing your thing. And so I was at the crib, and I remember getting a Twitter message from Exhibit, and I thought it was fake, because I'm like, I don't know Exhibit, how you know me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So he hit me up, and he was like, yo, my son is a fan of your joints. And so Exhibit had hit me up, asked me if I wanted to go on tour. He had an album out. I feel like the album was called Collateral Damage. And so we went out on the road in Canada, which Canada is a beautiful country. So to anybody that watched this from Canada, y'all have a beautiful country, and I love Canada. And so we had, you know what I'm saying, we was kicking it on tour, and he would always say, yo, when I get in position to help you, I'm gonna help you. So I took it with a grain of salt. I didn't think too much of it. Time went on. Unconscious State came out, charted on Billboard. I get a call from Exhibit, and he was like, "Yo, I had an idea. I'm gonna let Dre hear your music, and I'm gonna just make I'm gonna make a real long story short." So he said, "I'm gonna let Dre hear your music." He let Dre hear my music. Next thing I know, he like, "Yo, Dre want to know, can you come out here and meet? I think it was like tomorrow. Can you come out here tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm there. What's up?" Go out there. We go out to eat. He invited me to his crib. Me and my people that was with me, which was Sav and Mo Cleave, we go to his crib, and he like, all right, I want to hear you rap. So he just started putting on beat after beat after beat. All this is in the documentary too. I gotta plug that. The documentary.
Yeah, we gotta plug the documentary.
Yeah, the Road to Legendary, which it got footage of all of this. Like, you know what I'm saying, which is crazy. But Road to Legendary, it's on the way. It's coming out with my project SOS2, the Road to Legendary. So I go to Drake crib. I go to Drake crib, man, and I looked at it really for real. Like, this is that one shot that people get a chance to make an impression on somebody who could change your life. So I go hard. I went super dumb hard. He started every beat he played, I picked it up and just was going hard, and just it was the spirit. The spirit caught me, and at that moment he like, yo, let's do it. And I remember he was just super impressed and like, yo, one of the craziest things that I remember about that day. I'm young and I'm just breaking into the business, and I remember saying to him, like, I was like, Dre, man, I respect your history, and you and M and you and Pac and you and Snoop. And he stopped me and he was like, why you want to talk about that? I want to talk about the history Dr. Dre and John Connor gonna make. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, let's get it. So from that point on, we started working. From that point on, we started working, and that was how it happened. And then, like, a couple days after that, I met Jimmy Iovine, which was crazy because I always was up on Jimmy Iovine and respected everything that he did in the game and just how much of a legend he is as well. So to be sitting there, 2 days later with Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, and both of them are agreeing on signing me, which was crazy. I think somebody could fact check me on this, but I remember all while it was happening, I don't know if they was gassing me, but everybody around me at the time was like, yo, you are the last artist that Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine both agreed on and signed to Aftermath Interscope. And that meant a lot to me because I respect both of their opinions musically. And just like I say, I kind of, idolized from afar. I respected everything they did in the music business. So to be sitting across from both of them and having them say, yo, we want you to be on our team, it was a crazy moment. So it was the second part of the question. What was the second part of the question?
What happened how it didn't work out. And I wouldn't even say it didn't work out, to be honest with you, because everything is a learning lesson. Like, you know, things go the road that sometimes that they are supposed to go.
Okay.
How do we go ahead?
So I got the answer for you. So, okay, you said what happened. To sum it up, because without going into details, and I think some things, bro, if I talked about it in detail, we'll be here for like another 4 hours. So the thing is, like, the best way I could put it, bro, is it came to a time where it was like, I love music and I love rapping, I love producing, I love all of those things, but also I have a family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Dre got $1 billion, I don't. You feel me?
Right.
But just
Facts.
keeping it real.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. So the thing is, like, I feel like my mother deserves to see a certain level of life before she passes away. There are things I want to do for my father, things I want to do for my sister. I have no kids. I've given my whole life to music.
I was going to ask about that.
I've never been married. I don't have no kids. Why? Because I always wanted to have a foundation for my kids and my wife, and to be a protector and a provider. So just sitting on a shelf on someone's label, it was like, it's affecting too many people's lives other than me. Now, if I was a selfish person and I was one of them type of people that was cool with just being in pictures with people and flexing for the gram and all that type of stuff, that's one thing. But it was affecting the lives of other people that I ain't gonna say depend on me, but I would say I have a family that I love and care about too, just like everybody else do. So it's like I wasn't in the position to just be on a shelf and be comfortable, because music is what I've done my whole life. That is what I put my whole heart and soul to. That is how I make a living. I am an artist for a living. I'm a producer for a living. So for me, it became like, dog, it was like, I love you. It's love. It's no love lost. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we've had conversations since then, so I always want to make that too. Me and Dre have had conversations since then, but you're asking me specifically about when, like, we parted ways. So it was like, for me, it was just a situation where it was like, you know, fans get to look at things from the perspective like we just these names, like Dr. Dre, John Connor, Eminem. We talking about real people with real lives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jan Freeman is a real person. Andre Young is a real person. So the thing is, we have to look at the human factor of these situations where it's like, for me, it was like, my grandfather and my father always taught me, whether you make a good decision or a bad decision, let it be your decision. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever happens to me in my music career, I want, when I'm old and gray, I got grays now, but when I got a head full of grays,
hey,
I want to be able to look in the mirror and say, if I failed, I failed because it was on me. If I succeed, I succeeded because it was on me. I never want to be one of them dudes that look back and be like, because of this person, this ain't So it had just got to a time where it was like, you know what? I need to make moves. Because I'm not getting no younger. I still love music, and I still have it in me, and that will and that drive to press forward. But it was like, I couldn't just sit there and keep collecting dust. Meanwhile, my city is dying. My mother's getting older. My father's getting older. I'm missing out on just bonding with my family. It's like, it was like, nah. It was like, I'll do this my way and figure it out my way. And wherever that takes me, I'm completely fine with that.
And you definitely speak on that once again in your music, just growing old with a company. I've heard you use these lyrics in songs, right? So I'm watching you on your Snapchat, and everybody's commenting, John, where the project at? John, where the project at? John, where the project at? We're going year 1, year 2, year 3. And we know hungry, and we know this how Dr. Dre do. This how Dre do, right? So we ain't tripping, cause this how Dre do. When this finally drop, it's gonna be the shit. And I'm seeing you do on your videos, stay positive, and you working out and you sweating and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I get you, John, but
where that music? But this, you know what's funny, bro? Like, the funny part about that is, all of y'all that are fans, I don't really like the word fans, I say supporters. All of y'all that supporters of my music, how y'all think I was feeling?
I know, because once again, just like you just mentioned the gray hairs, nigga, I saw the gray hairs coming too, because I'm getting gray hairs with you.
Cause look, bro, think about it. Like, y'all gotta, and that's what I always hope that my supporters understood. It's like, yo, y'all remember, I'm the dude that was dropping stuff every 2 months.
Right.
So I used to. That's the thing that used to make me the most upset, though. That it would be like, what y'all thought I just got lazy or something, or like,
No.
nah. It was like, people, come on, now put 1 + 1 is 2 together. Like, if the only difference between Connor then and Connor now is he got signed to a label, then obviously he's being held
Right.
under some restrictions where he can't do what he wanted to do.
Right. Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I got there and made a choice and was like, oh, I'm good. No. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me, it was, I wanted the same thing you wanted. I'm like, I'm just trying to add to the dream team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, Dre and them, y'all already got this legacy. And then y'all just signed me. I'm like the most hardest working person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In that studio. Like, working in the studio was never a problem for me. So it's like, I wanted to add to the dream team. So it wasn't like I got there and got lazy. So for me, it just became, you know, just all, like I say, without going into extreme details, but it was just a lot of things I was restricted from doing. And why I have no idea. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe one day I'll write a book. Who knows, man? But like I said, me and Dre talked about all of that. We talked and we had conversations after all of that. So it's all love. Like, you know what I'm saying? I look at it like, man, before anything, I'm a black man, and I never down talk another black man in no interview or in public. I just won't. Like, no matter, man, me and Dre could have fought it out. Y'all will never know. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm just keeping it real. Like, I'm never going to down talk another black man in the interview. So the thing is, like, for me, it's like we parted ways. We talked after that. It was all good. But just so my supporters know, it was like I always wanted to keep flooding y'all with music. And this year, 2022, that's what y'all going to get. And I thank y'all for rocking with me. We got SOS Part 2. We got the project, you know, y'all from the South, Pensacola, right?
Yes.
Me and my dog, my big homie KLC from Beats by the Pound. We got our project. We did a whole project together. And it's so cool because, like I said, I grew up a fan of No Limit. And they got Fiend on there, Mr.
Oh, man.
Lil White from 3 6 Mafia.
Man.
DJ Paul on
You
there.
don't work with DJ Paul. Yeah, so you bringing it to the South. Oh.
Yeah, like this album 4 that me and KL did is my tribute to the South because if it wasn't for the South, I wouldn't be rapping. I did the Nas tape is coming this year where I did a best in the world over all Nas beats. Man, what else? It's one called The Vault that I did when I was with just a bunch of mixtape stuff that I did when I was still on Aftermath that I wanted to put out but I couldn't. So it's like I got a lot coming for y'all, man.
I appreciate it. So check this out. I'm gonna do a little rundown of the work for John Connor just so everybody who isn't aware will be a little bit aware of the work that he has put in. Worked with some of the names like Freeway, Saigon, Big Crit, Bun B, Royce the 5'9", Hobson, Slum Village. You was on the stage with KRS-One. You had a concert with KRS-One?
Yeah, man.
Oh, my God.
I know where you reading that from.
Yeah. Look, you know what? And I was like, hold up, this man been all over the damn place. You know what I'm saying?
It's been crazy,
definitely
man.
No K Slay. Shouts out to K Slay in recovery right now. You know what I'm saying? We working.
That's my big homie.
Hey, shout out to K Slay. Talib. Man. Freddie Gibbs, fucking right, one of my favorite songs.
Yep, Freddie Gibbs. Yep.
And Dr. Dre, the Compton compilation, man.
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg,
man, Snoop.
DJ Paul, The Game.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Like, I've been blessed. I've been blessed. And a lot of those people I'm fortunate enough to be able to call friends of mine. Like, and Kelly Price, like, I'm blessed, man. Like, I'm truly blessed to be able to call a lot of those people you name friends of mine.
Right. So the Double XL cover, he was on the cover with a lot of great artists, man. Jaron Benton. We talking about Rich Homie Quan. We talking about Kevin Gates, Ty Dolla $ign. Let me ask you this, brother. Seeing where you are now, and no artist or any person should compare where they are compared to another man. Have you seen those artists, probably some of those artists get where they get and probably say, hey, I should be on this level or whatever? We're talking about like Chance the Rapper, like globally names. And you're a global name in a sense, but maybe not a commercial name. Do you kind of, you don't look at it?
I look at it like this because I'm a spiritual person, right? I can't water like man. It's not my job to water the whole entire forest or garden. Everybody got their section of the garden that they supposed to water, and the people that I'm supposed to feed or water and help grow mentally is the people that I'm content with. That whatever the Most High got for me, that's for me. I will never be envious of another person's life, because if I was to envy their life on the good days, I gotta be them during the bad days. Maybe I don't want their problems. Maybe I'm built for the problems that I've been through. I'm built for my life. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I look at it like I commend those people, but I look at it like I don't look at people from like on the outside and just assume that they are happy or they at peace, because y'all gotta understand, I've had times in my life where I was signed to Aftermath, and some of those times I was the most miserable I've ever been. So meanwhile, while people was looking at me like they wish they was me, not knowing that I was probably battling with like depression, going to therapy, like, you know what I'm saying, and just in a really low space. So sometimes when you see people and you have your own thoughts of what it looks like to you, like in that position. But it's like I don't envy other people, because you could be smiling in the picture and still be dying on the inside. And I've been that person before. So the thing is, no, I think that, like I say, with my spirituality, I speak and reach the people that I'm supposed to reach. Chance the Rapper reaches the people that he's supposed to reach. Kevin Gates reached the people that he's supposed to reach. And the thing is, I ain't dead. So the thing is, we still writing my story right now. So the thing is, like, I think that all those things that I've got a chance to do in the past were fine. But the thing is now is like that's a part of my legacy, which I'm still writing. I'm still writing my legacy, which is cool to reflect and talk about those things. But I just look at it like, nah, I'm happy for them dudes. Like I said, we black, dog. Like this, man. Listen, I hate to get on my soapbox.
Get on it, man. This is the John Connor I've been waiting on, man. Hold on, whoa. That aggression that you use in your music, this is what we waiting on. All that, give it right here, right now, bro.
It's like I'm dead Mike and CB4 right now. You know what I'm saying? Bro. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. We all come in like, bro. I'm just being real. Like, this system was not designed for us to succeed. So the thing is, like, it just wasn't. So the thing is, like, when I see people succeeding, how could I be mad at that? You look like me. You came up going to family reunions and eating greens and chitlins just like I did.
I ain't eat the chitlins.
I do. I keep it real. It's somebody watching this. Stop listening to my shit now, 'cause I eat chitlins.
Just lost a fan. They're like, I was tuned in.
Go on now. I'm out of here.
Doe, let me out.
Straight up. I just lost a couple fans. Straight up. But
you just gained a couple too. Hold up. That nigga eats pork?
Yeah.
Log on.
Hey, but look though. My stepmom, and if she ever watched this, my stepmother, Terry, she make the illest chitlins ever. I'm sorry. For Thanksgiving and Christmas, I get busy. But where I was going with that was just saying, like, we got the same experiences. We all black. We might not came up identical, but the thing is, we all had to fight against some sense of poverty or some obstacles that we had to get over just because we black. So the thing is, like, man, if you make it in this, especially in this game, like, dog, like, more power to you. Keep going. Like, I want to see people keep winning. I love, man, I got love for everybody that I was on that cover with. But I just look at it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people thought what I did before was crazy, wait till they see what I do now.
I already know, man. B, you got something, brother?
So, Pimp, Mr. Pimp is Slim told me I had to ask
one of
you
our
this, man.
Yale Radiocast.
What are some of the things that got you to where you at in life? Like, whether it's like with that situation, from what I take from, you know, the Aftermath situation, it sounds like it was just bigger than music. And so, but what are some of the things that got you to where you currently are?
Okay. One thing I'll say is look at it like this, because y'all are talking directly to me, so that's cool. Because like sometimes when you're just watching something from afar, you might not know, because you don't know details, you left to kind of make your own judgment of a situation. Think about it like this, bro, because you asked me about where I am now. There's so many ways to talk about it, but here, check this out. We go through junior high school, then we graduate to high school. We graduate from high school, then you go to college. You go to college, then you graduate to getting a job. Then you get a job, then you graduate, and you get a promotion. You get that promotion, you get another promotion. Y'all just had a chance to see me go through those phases. It's like, okay, I was an underground artist at a certain level, then I got a little higher. Then I got a little higher. Then okay, you went to Aftermath. So Aftermath is kind of like the college of the music business. At some point, as a man, you have to take everything that you learn and apply it to your life. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the Aftermath thing was another phase in my life, just like high school was. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as anything other than that. Like everybody wanted to hear the Vehicle City album, which I do feel bad for y'all that y'all didn't get to hear that. But it's like, but far as my life and the way that I think, I look at Aftermath like, oh, that was like when I was in high school and I graduated. Okay. So with Aftermath, I had learned everything I needed to learn in order to apply what I learned at Aftermath to my life and where I want to go now is how I look at it. So how did I get to this place, man? Just understanding that, being at peace with whatever path God got you on. Long as you got it up here mentally where you want to end up at, know that the obstacles that you go through is just lessons that are going to build you up in order to receive that blessing. When you stop looking at things as far as, oh, this is good, this is bad, I look at everything as necessary. Nothing is good or bad. Everything is necessary. Whatever happens to you in your life is a necessary process for the growth that you need to go through in order to be mentally strong enough to receive the blessing. So for me, that's how I look at it. So how did I get to this point? Is by accepting things, by not holding grudges, by not envying people, by not talking shit about people, by not looking at somebody and saying, I wish I was them, by being comfortable in my own skin, by being not ever fronting or faking about who I am. I am a kid from Flint, Michigan that went to Catholic school but grew up in the hood. My dad was in my life from the time I was 12, and then he moved to Atlanta. We always had an amazing relationship. These are the type of things that most people like fear talking about. I am in tune with my emotions. I'm a sucker for love. I love love. People don't like saying that. It's men that probably feel that same way, but they are hiding under a mask. They don't want to accept who they really are, so they fronting for the world. They fronting on Instagram. They fronting on Twitter. They fronting with these pictures. How did I get to the place that I'm at when I accepted myself? When I knew that I didn't need to prove nothing to nobody but myself and God, and knowing that the physical things that's on this earth, that's not what we doing this for. Because like they say, you can't take none of that with you. So at the end of the day, what we living for? We living for spiritual currency. You living for when you look in your kids' eyes, they can be proud of the person you are. You living for when your mama look at you in the eye, she proud of the way you made your money and became a man. When you look at your wife and she proud of the man she married, that's what you living for. You ain't living for likes. You ain't living for mentions. You ain't living for none of that. Because at the end of the day, if your girl go off and cheat on you and you got a bunch of chains on, them chains don't matter. So the thing is, like, morally, we fighting for morals out here. So the way I got to the spiritual place that I'm at now, man, is when I started accepting that that's what life was about. You gonna get what's coming to you. But the thing is, don't sacrifice your morals. Don't sacrifice your integrity. Don't sacrifice your peace or your happiness for $1. Don't do that. Or don't sacrifice those things for the perception of others. Because other people's perception ain't gonna matter when you sit in a room by yourself. So the thing is, that's what got me to this point. It's just peace and acceptance and growth, man, and being willing to grow, man.
Hey, Pimp, I hope that answered your question. Oh, I'm in awe.
Man, y'all see why this is the people's rapper?
Yeah.
My God. Hey, I'm up here like,
yeah.
Hey, where's the virtual collection plate, guys?
Pass the plate around, let's go.
Pass the plate around in the group chat. God,
that's the soundboard, because we need one.
Man,
praise to the Most High, man.
Jesus, John Connor, the people's rapper. Because I was about to ask, how do we become the people's rapper? But you just wrapped that shit up. I ain't got. I have to ask no more. Listen, sir, and look here, man. You got a couple of comments on the stream, man. Look here, man. The people's fucking rapper, John Connor. Standing motherfucking ovation. Phoenix, my financee. Once again, she know how much. Look here. When I started dating Phoenix, man, and we were riding out, and I didn't care if it was her car, I put on John Connor. She had to deal with. She already knew this nigga, man. You gonna listen to this shit. Listen.
You gonna listen to this.
Listen.
Love.
So here we are, man. Them did the label game, and we back to independent.
Yeah.
All varsity music. It's always been all varsity, right? It's always been all varsity. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But now we on a different level.
Yeah.
I hear you saying the code. I got a bag and I came back to teach niggas.
That second verse is amazing, by the way.
Yes.
And then in the song we talking about, I need a queen that got standards.
That verse
I need a
was
queen that got
mind-blowing.
answers. I need a queen that got self-esteem and move like a G.
Wow.
Feeny with the
Black
black
Panther.
I need a queen that know the ass shots ain't more important than a kid panther.
Okay.
A queen that love me more than she love cameras.
Fuck with me. Yeah. Listen, man. It was needed because now we dealing with grown man Connor.
Yeah, grown man kind of, yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Grown man Connor. Uncle
Definitely
Connor.
grew
That was
up.
put very well.
Uncle Connor.
Yeah. I'm not the same guy from
No.
from the Kanye tape, man.
He's still around there.
He come out every
He
He around the way.
there. He around there. RTV, my brother TR. Was there one particular moment of frustration that sticks out in your head about being on the shelf, or any moment?
Yeah, like just thinking about my mother being in Flint and wishing that I could help, but I couldn't because music is how I get money. So I wasn't being able to do anything to generate revenue for myself, so I couldn't help my family. So it's like that was the thing. That was the thing that pushed it over the top. Where it's like, yo, nah.
All right. So once again, here we are, All Varsity Music. Before we go into the All Varsity Music current push, did you think about quitting, bro?
Music.
Yeah. Through the frustration that TR was just talking about.
I have I ever thought about quitting music? I've asked the Most High the question. There's been low times where I asked the Most High, "Is music what I'm supposed to be doing?" Like there were low times where I had to ask that question, but then the Most High would always send me something to be like, "Yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing."
Okay.
It would be like I would have those thoughts, and then a fan would send me a note on like Snapchat or something and tell me about like how they was going through depression or something like that, and they listened to my music, or and it was like those things would be the things that kept me going and make me erase those thoughts out of my head. It's like, wow, I'm somebody's voice of reason, and if I stop, the next time they had these thoughts of suicide or something like that, I wouldn't be there to stop them. So it's like, you know what? That became my, like I say, my currency. That became the good enough reason for me to continue on, is that I'm helping people.
All right. So now let's get to it. Here we are, 2022.
Yeah.
All Varsity Music.
Grown
Man Connor.
like
Uncle
that.
Connor. I'm gonna start calling him Uncle Connor.
Don't call
Yeah. I like that. Uncle Connor ain't
You got
bad.
disrespect.
Uncle
People
Connor ain't
rapping
bad
that.
now.
Uncle Connor.
It ain't.
So now we're dealing with experience in the music industry.
Yeah.
We're dealing with, you came back, got a little bag, you came back to teach niggas.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about what we have for a new envision in John Connor, who he is, and still the same industry that you was dealing with though in 2011. Because really ain't nothing changed in the industry.
But you know what's funny?
Tell me about it.
The industry is like a female that's promiscuous, right? You choose to fuck with her.
Ooh.
You know her.
That's a
You
gem.
know her reputation. You know the things she done did. You know how she done did everybody else wrong, but you still ignore it. And you be like, I'm gonna be the one that changes. No, you're not.
Oh man, so
That is
And the
fire.
thing with me
Hey,
is,
that's a gem right there.
that's the gym. That's a bar. That's a bar.
That's definitely a bar.
Yeah, around here we call quotables bars, by the
Oh,
way.
it's
So
all
that's
good.
that's a bar.
so for me, it's like I don't choose to fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? It's like I found a way that music and me can live happily ever after.
Ooh wee.
And I don't have to deal with none of the stuff. See, y'all be seeing, like, the thing is, it's like this story is not new for just John Connor. Y'all have seen a bunch of artists get on their Twitter and be losing their mind and talking about how the label is doing this, the label is doing that, man, how they tired of the politics. I didn't invent that.
Right,
Like, you know what I'm
right.
saying? It, like I said, it's like a promiscuous female. The game has been the game since
Right.
before I was born.
Right,
So the
right.
thing is, it's like either you gonna drive yourself crazy trying to change her, the game, or you gonna wake up and change yourself. You're gonna change your perspective, change your thoughts, change your goals. So my thing is, by being independent, it's like my goal always in music. I never cared about fame. Of course, that's a level of it because you need people to know that you exist. But the thing for me is like I want to help people. So if that's really what I'm doing it for, I don't need all of the stuff that's stressing everybody out. I don't need to play the fake game of calling a million rappers and trying to get them on my songs. Look, if you rock with me, you rock with me. If you don't, you don't. I'm not playing the politic game. I don't need to go through. I don't need $1 billion budget for my video. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to be riding around in rented cars. I don't need to be doing all of that. I found my fan base, and my fan base rock with me, and I rock with them, and I'm gonna keep supplying them for as long as they want to listen. I'm not in it for the stuff that the cats that's just coming in the game is in it for, because they gotta understand, being on Aftermath, Dr. Dre is one of the most successful people to ever do this. So I got a chance for 5-6 years to sit at the right hand of as high as you could get.
Definitely.
So I know what I'm missing, and I know what I'm not missing, and it don't faze me.
Right.
So the thing is, like, I'm completely happy spiritually with being able to help people through my music, being able to pay bills, and be a grown man off of doing what I love to do and not having to sell my soul, or make a song degrading females, making songs talking about killing niggas like it's cool, making songs talking about selling dope like it's cool, because it ain't. So the thing is, for me, is like, I want that. That's my piece. So I learned what the game was, and I decided, I'm going to go crazy trying to change the game. Why don't I change my perspective? So now my perspective is, man, they can have that. They good. Because once they figure out what the game really is, they're going to learn the same thing I learned. So the thing is, it's cool. Like, I found my way of being at peace with creating music, and now I'm just happy, man.
Connor, if you do watch the Terminator series, you know when they rebooted it, they kind of, like you're saying, they kind of flipped the narrative of John Connor.
You talking about that newest one they made?
Yeah, well, not the newest one, but when they made the new guy they made, the John Connor, and he was actually the Terminator.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's a different plan now. Once again, we're talking about All Varsity Music, where we are. Experience John Connor. We're talking about where we're going now, and the music that you're making once again for the people, and you got control of your narrative, of your role, about where you're going, about everything that you just said, brother. Let's talk about current projects that you said. You got the documentary coming out, and we in a little bit of overtime, by the way.
I'm enjoying the conversation.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Since we comfortable now, goddammit.
You weren't comfortable before?
Y'all looking at the watch.
Hey, yeah. I was a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're a busy man.
Okay.
So now we're talking about where we are today in 2022, and I'm glad that you said that you don't have to meet any kind of musical or business narrative. You understand that you got your target audience. Young B as an artist, Pimpin' Slim as an artist. I always say, even my nephew K-Lock and I work with artists, and I always say, just find your fan base.
Yeah.
Your fan base will always support you. Sometimes you may not get the views over in Japan, but if you got a strong 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 15,000, they're going to be checking for you no matter what you do. Like I say, I've been checking for Connor no matter what he did.
Thank you.
And I've always used you as a motivational tool for everybody around that I know that comes here through Yale Radiocast. Now, let's talk about the fun shit. I saw your recent post about the AEW project.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
To be a part of that. That's cool
man.
They did that too for Black History Month.
Does the People's Rapper kind of spin off the People's Champion? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay, it could be a little. You know, I'm reading. I'm trying to find out what, because I see in so many of your lyrics. It's a
wrestling.
He about to catch an F5 and an FU. Okay, that's a wrestling bar. So I started listening like, before you even said anything, I'm like, this nigga a wrestling fan right here, man.
Yeah, super duper.
Yeah,
wrestling fan.
I am too. Once again, from Pensacola, Florida. A lot of the great wrestlers come out of my hometown. I know the Usos. I've seen Roman Reigns. I've met all of these guys. And to see you up on this new AEW project, let me back up.
That's big.
I saw the Roman Reigns video about the tribal chief, and then tell me about how you come about with these current projects and you intertwine hip hop into your talents and your appreciation for wrestling.
Well, yeah, man. Shouts to my man Teasy, who is a part of the Swerve City podcast. My man Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Swerve Scott, yes.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Okay.
So, yeah, those both my guys, man. So they had originally reached out to me to be on their podcast, but then we kind of developed a friendship through that. And Teasy and me was like, yo, we should do like a project, where we make songs about some of our favorite art wrestlers, and it came off like that. It was dope, and it was something I always wanted to do because, like you said, you've been listening to my music for a minute. I always throw some type of wrestling bar in there. It's a couple. It's a couple on SOS too. That's kind of funny too.
Yeah. I catch all of them. I saw the Charlotte Flair dedication, and then I was like, okay, so definitely. I didn't even think the hook to actually getting you in here was talking about the music. I thought it was gonna be talking about the wrestling.
yeah.
So what do you think about WWE compared to AEW right now? And for those listening on the streams who aren't wrestling fans, y'all gonna have to tap into this right now because we talking about our nerd shit right now.
Yeah.
Just the entertainment value of John Connor as a human and what he's entertained by outside of the music, because this man can't talk about bars 24/7.
Yeah.
Find inspiration.
Yeah.
No, I think that's funny too that you said that, because man, I remember just in general, when I'm in the studio, when I'm in anybody's studio, I cut on WWE Network on the big TV and then just get to work. But WWE compared to AEW, man, I think it's apples and oranges right now. As I grew up in Michigan, so Michigan is WWE territory. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up Hulkamaniac. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I hate that. I got to be honest. Like, creatively, I just need them. Excuse me. I need them to get it together, man. AEW on they bumper.
They own their ass.
Yeah, they is. So
I love that pure wrestling.
Yeah, and I really, man, I want WWE to turn it around, because I'm not that dude that's like, you got to pick one or the other. I'm just a realist about all of it. It's like, I'm a fan of pro wrestling, period. Like, back in the day, I was a fan of WCW, ECW, WWE. Man, I'm old school. I remember when GWF used to come on ESPN.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just a fan of anything wrestling. I ain't even need to know who the dudes was. I just loved watching pro wrestling. So it just makes my heart sad to see WWE creatively making the decisions that they make. And it's like, I need them to get it together. Like,
it's for business.
Yeah, it's like you can't even get too comfortable with liking a certain wrestler because they might get fired the next day.
I'm gonna tell you what I do. I actually relate the comparisons to what, and that's why I asked. Shout out to the financee.
Yeah, AEW applying that pressure.
Look, man, because she watched wrestling with me. Okay,
I'm make her watch that too.
Yeah,
and
man.
I put this out for you too, though. I don't want AEW to implode onto itself. I feel like they got the right amount of new talent mixed with seasoned dudes. I just hope it don't get like old WCW.
Yeah, signing
like,
everybody.
Signing everybody.
I'm like, yo, stop right now. Y'all got like they got a hot 20 stars, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I see what Vince doing. They doing that on purpose. They letting all these wrestlers go to have AEW go under, and they gonna have to run back. But the way I look at it is, WWE is almost like the industry. Pretty much, it's more business related. AEW is kind of like the independent lane versus like independent artists. You have more control over what you do. You have more control over yourself as a personality, artist. The industry, WWE, the industry is going to market you and tell you have to be this, you have to look like this, you have to sound like this, because we have this money that we got to make based off the image that we give you. And I think that is the difference.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I want them all to win though. Like, I want AEW and WWE to just keep progressing, man. Because the reason why I watch wrestling is because my mom always told me my dad used to sit me on his lap as a kid, and we would bond and watch WWE or WCW or whatever it was. And so it's like, I think that it's a dope form of entertainment. It really is. And even it's funny. When I was a kid, people would always be like, they would make fun for you watching wrestling. But you know what's funny to me about that now? I always was like when people would say, don't you know wrestling is fake? I would look at them like, you don't know it's fake? You think that's real?
That's you.
Right.
You say that often.
My thing is, tell me what's on TV is real. And I get a lot of crickets.
See, look, bro, that's where I was going with it. I think it's so funny that we watch wrestling and people clown for that, but we know that it's entertainment. people be watching reality shows that are obviously fake and really thinking it's real.
Oh,
They
I'm
really
going-
be watching these shows and getting their heart invested in these reality shows. I'm like, this is a work. This is wrestling.
Hey, this
I'm
is
like,
a word.
yeah, I'm like, y'all crazy. I'm like, y'all
Dude.
think I'm crazy. I'm looking at y'all like y'all crazy.
Bro, I'm going deeper than that. I'm talking about the actual news.
Right? Like politics, it's a work.
So,
It's bro, it's heels and baby faces.
Yeah.
If the majority, I look at it like this. I give y'all this for a gym. If the majority of people watch pro wrestling, I think politics would make more sense to everybody.
Right.
If everybody watch pro wrestling.
You're like, oh,
everything
I know
would
what they're
make more
about to
sense.
do.
Bruh, it's all entertainment. It's heels and baby faces. It's a storyline. It's certain people that you supposed to cheer, you supposed to boo. Come election time, you gonna have signs just like we be having signs in the you know what
In
I'm
the
saying?
stands.
You know what I mean? So anyway, not to go too deep, but yeah, man, nowadays I be thinking everything is a work, bro.
Hey, tell me about it. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Who you got for WrestleMania? Before we go into before we get off the wrestling topic.
So you know what's crazy, man? I got a chance to see Roman and Brock both times. I was at the WrestleMania in California when they fought at 31, and I was at the one in 34 in New Orleans when they went at it again. I think it's gonna be interesting just because of the different dynamics of their characters this time around. So I'm just interested in the story that they're gonna tell this time. They gonna put on a show because every time that they lock up, they do. But now with Brock being like
The
the
baby
happy
face.
farmer,
Yeah, the country boy Brock.
Yeah, and then Roman being the
tribal chief.
I just wonder what that story is gonna look like. I'm just looking forward to it.
I'm going for anything Roman does. Like I say, he represents Pensacola.
Yeah,
We are
absolutely.
the ones.
Yeah.
So here we are, man. We're 2022, brother. John Connor, all varsity music. You have more understanding of the industry, more control over what you're doing. What do you think you have to offer the industry? And I know you say you don't got to cater to the industry, but people still watching what Connor's doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's still waiting to see what's going on with Connor. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? I don't,
Thank you.
like that's why Young B is here today. Like, he like, because when I said, bruh, we got to interview with Connor, like, because we just on a roll with so many great artists that we've interviewed between Rap Analytics and we're really running. And he said, John Connor? I said, yes, John Connor. And you know what I'm saying? So what do you think that you got to offer the industry so we could close out this show?
The industry, probably absolutely nothing. I have something to offer humans, people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have something to offer the average, everyday person. The industry, they good. They don't need John Connor to offer nothing to them. They good. They doing what they do. They got their plan, and they carrying it out. But what do I have to offer people is truth, empathy, compassion, letting them know that it's something that they could still believe in, that they could be they self, that there's a way for you to stay true to who you are and not have to compromise, not have to kiss no ass and bend over backwards, not have to sell out your beliefs in yourself. No, none of that. That's what I got to offer people. The music industry, which is the industry of making music for money and being in a business and sitting in meetings and acting like you like people that you would never hang around in a million years and trying to figure out how to get followers. I'm not playing that game. So I don't have nothing to offer the industry at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? They are doing fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you feel me? Whether there's a John Connor or not, like, you know what I'm saying? The industry is gonna be here long after we gone. So they don't need John Connor to offer nothing to them. I'm here for the average everyday person. I'm here for the people that need that light to turn on. Like, when the industry is feeding them self-destructive, toxic all day long, I'm here for the person that's like, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm here for the person that's like, yo, feed me something that's going to feed my spirit. I'm here for the girl that is hanging around a bunch of girls who don't believe in themselves and they listening to what's on the radio and just going along with everything. But it's one girl in that group that's like, yo, I don't want to show my tits and ass all the time.
I love it.
I don't want to act like sex is the most important thing to me. I'm making songs for her. I'm making songs for that kid that grew up like me in the hood, but he's not of the hood. But everybody else in the hood making him seem like he's corny because he don't want to sell dope. I'm here for him. I ain't here for the industry. I ain't here for the people that got this agenda to keep pushing shit to make us like self-destructive and hate ourselves, make us think that all we good for is selling dope, rapping, and shooting a basketball or running a ball up and down the field. Like that ain't all we good for. And that's what I'm here for. That kid that right now that's in the hood that think all they can do is be a rapper because that's what every other kid in their hood is doing. Nah, you don't gotta be that. What you want to do? It ain't stupid to want to be a teacher. It ain't stupid to want to be a doctor. It ain't stupid to want to be none of that. It ain't stupid to want to be a fireman, a police officer. It ain't stupid to want to be a lawyer. It ain't stupid to want to be a college professor. But that's what they are pumping to this generation. If you ain't trying to be a rapper, a trapper, an athlete, then what you doing ain't cool. Nah, fuck that. Being a follower ain't cool. So I'm the person that's going to lead that I'm not no follower. I'm taking my own path. So what do I have to offer the world? What do I have to offer the Most High? What I got to offer the people is to just continue to be a walking testimony and an example, because it's somebody that's going to watch y'all podcast and they're going to hear me talking like this, and it's going to make them believe in themselves, because they got to hear and they got to fight against all of the music that they hearing that's programming them to be like a drone and to be like everybody else. Don't be like everybody else. God made you uniquely you. You are one of a kind. But they want us to all be exactly like each other, to want the same things. We all don't want a bunch of gold chains. We all don't want the same females. What if I want my girl to have a little booty? I mean, who knows? What if I, you know what I'm saying? Why do I?
Little booties matter.
But you feel me though? Why? Why do we all gotta want the same women? Why do we all gotta talk the same, make the same music? Why? Nah. So what the industry's doing exactly what the industry wants to do, and they're doing a bang up job at that. But what John Connor is offering is to the people. I'm the people's rapper. That's not a gimmick. Like I really
people's
am. That.
Rapper is so in for the me, building.
It's like for real. Like that's what I'm offering to people. Not just like, and I love my people. But we need it the most. We need people to stand up. We need people to not go along with the system and just fall in line. Nah. I'm here for all of them kids that want to do something else but don't think they can, because the industry is pushing that you need to talk like this, act like this, dress like this, want this type of woman. Nah, you could still be successful and be yourself. So that's what I got to offer the world. The industry, I don't got nothing to offer them. They good. They got their plan worked out. They fine. They going to be all right. But people, my people, black people, good spirits, them the ones that need me to offer something to them.
People's rapper, boy. B, talk to him, because I got to take a water break.
I just want to thank you for this. Look, if I ask you any more questions, we're gonna be here another 2 hours. But because I was gonna ask, like, if you want to be a mentor to a young up and coming lyricist, I'm available. But thank you so much, John Connor, for that wisdom, for all that insight, man. And I appreciate you. I can't wait to see what's next after SOS. I know you say you got the documentary.
Yes, SOS 2, the documentary, the KLC project, the Nas tape, all of that.
I'm gonna be here, man. We support you, man. Mm-hmm. Thank you for pushing the narrative of lyricism, man. Thank you.
Oh man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for giving me a platform to speak my mind. And I really like being an independent artist, man. All I have is y'all, the people that support me because of y'all fucking with my art. So yes. I just thank y'all so much for that, man.
All right. So once again, man, let me go ahead and just give my end of. I can honestly say, we've done the interview. We're about to wrap it up. Mm-hmm. Young B has to go to work, and I got to do some Yale stuff. I got to tell you, brother. When I first heard you, man, this is why I pushed so hard for this interview. And not to even say that this interview is more important than any other interview that we've done. We just interviewed a young lady in Monterey Robinson whose son got shot 76 times, okay? We've interviewed a entrepreneur such as Mr. Sir Markadu, who has his own business in all of these. And I would never say you're more important than anybody. But to me, you're somebody who helped plant a seed for the product that is Yale Radiocast, that is the indie circuit. When I was hearing artists on the radio, and I said, well, where's the other sound at? Where's what we grew up on, the rock hymns and all this? I felt like I needed to find a lane, something that the artists that don't get heard, or even not even the music, because the music will eventually get heard. But I heard Bun B say that people actually relate to the person.
Yep.
And that's what supports the music. And I said, well, how do I create something where we can find out who that person is? So honestly, John Connor, you are just one of my favorite people. That's why I kind of like connected to the People's Rapper, because I said, well, let me see what he's talking about. Past those lyrics, I hear the purpose. I hear the words. I hear the meaning. I hear the energy. I hear the goal when you talk about what's going on. And, you know, they keep tearing shit down like it ain't people in this bitch. When you talk about how they're tearing shit down in Flint, Michigan. When you're talking about, you know, the black skinhead, and you talk about the free water for Flint, and you talk about right now, even in the cold, I need a queen that got standards. That's the type of shit we need to hear. And be honest with you, you are one of these seeds that created what I'm doing right here. And I totally thank you and appreciate you for being the person that you are, brother. And that's why this interview is so important to me.
Thank you, man, bro. I felt that in my spirit. Real recognized real, and what's understood don't need to be explained.
Don't need to be explained. So I was hitting this man up. Oh, I got to vent a little bit too while I'm at it. Welcome to Dial and Yale. So I inboxed this dude. You know what I'm saying? I went to his website, and then I went to the inbox, and the man didn't hit me back for 3 months, and I was in my feelings.
You hit me on IG or what?
I hit you on the IG first, and then there was another.
Do you know that on IG? I don't know, if I don't follow you, it puts messages that people that I don't follow in a whole other box.
Right, I know.
So I have to check, like, there's the box that says, what does it say? Like all messages, and then one says, you know what I'm saying? So you have to actually click on one to see it. So please forgive me.
I know, and I'm just joking here. And then I saw you do another podcast. I was like, I hit him up. Why he didn't say nothing to me?
Bougie dialine came out.
I was emotional. I was emotional.
V-neck dialine?
Yeah. The bougie dialine came out.
Man, hitting me directly with stuff like that is terrible. Like Lindsay, man, my
shout out to Lindsay.
Shout out to Lindsay.
Hey, like,
man. Yeah, she made sure it get done, man.
Lindsay saved the day.
I'm a studio rep, man. I be in the studio all day, man. So shout out to Lindsay for that, man.
Hey, tell Lindsay I said thank you. Lindsay hit me back like, Connor, it will definitely be a honor to do the interview. I was like, baby, look.
Yeah.
You know, just for, once again, with the work that you've done, I want you to continue. You have a home here at Yale Radiocast, brother. You truly do. We always will support you. Once again, you heard from Young B, myself, and a whole bunch of other people who ain't even here in the studio, that's just watching on the stream. You know, it's been a lot of conversations about where is John Connor and what is John Connor doing right now. So whenever you step into Atlanta,
it's on.
It's on.
It's on.
Because I would love to do a John Connor video.
Well, come on, man. Ain't nothing to it.
Okay. We're going to hold him to it.
Right, we heard that.
We're going to hold him to it.
It's on camera. It's on camera.
We're going to drop probably SOS 2 this month. So I'm talking to my mix engineer about mixing and mastering and all of that. So we trying to drop it probably by the end of this month. And the docu-series going to start rolling out then too.
Right.
So, man, let's do this again when it come out. We can talk about SOS 2 and when I'm in the A, because my father and my stepmother stay in the A. So
shout out to Pops.
So you got to come.
I'm pulling up the Pops to get the chitlins. I don't eat them, but somebody I knew.
You going to give them to somebody as a gift?
Terry, man, she'll make a believer out of anybody. I guarantee it.
Shout out to Terry. I'm not going. I ain't gonna do the chitlins, brother.
Yeah. Hey, Mo for me, man.
Hey, Mo for you, but hey, once again, definitely when you step foot in Atlanta, we got you. I would love for you to step foot into the studio. Absolutely. And you know what I'm saying, we're gonna do some work, brother.
Well, matter of fact, let's make that happen. When SOS 2 come out and I start doing press for it, man, I'll come out there.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna make that happen. B, you got anything to sign off with before we get off the stream, brother?
Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for inspiring lyricists such as myself. Again, you know, if you just want to be a mentor, a young, hungry black artist sitting in front of this camera, you know, he available. He's
a great, and I'm gonna say something, man. I'm gonna give props up to this young man right here, man. I haven't known B for maybe 4 or 5 months now, but when I actually see a desire and a talent in this young man, I'm just saying, Connor, just put it out there. I send you some stuff, you critique it, and then
send it to me.
it's just connections. That's what we're gonna do. And that's another goal here that we do at Yale Radiocast is connecting people. That's another goal because just like you said, the industry is good. People need to talk and communicate with people, and that's how we build bonds.
And that's the fact, bro. Send me his music, and young bro, like
hey,
for
I'm
real.
honored. Thank you,
If
sir.
you ever,
Thank
bro,
you.
if you ever have any questions, man, just hit my IG. I will always respond the best way I can.
Just know it's gonna take a minute because it's gonna go into.
It might.
I'm on it right now.
But once again, this is John Connor, the people's rapper, the best in the world. John Connor, thank you for tuning in to the Indie Circuit on Yale Radiocast. Thank you, John Connor. Tell everybody where to reach you at before we get out of here.
Man, y'all can reach me at John Connor Music, JONCONNORMUSIC. And I think that's all of my social media.
Yes.
I believe that's my Twitter, my Instagram, all of that. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel and all of that type of stuff, man. So, yeah, please be on the lookout. SOS2 coming this month.
And the
After that,
documentary.
The Road to Legendary documentary on the way.
All right, man. Thank y'all. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in to Yale Radiocast, the Indie Circuit on Yale Radiocast. Shout out to RTV, our partnering company. Shout out to everybody on the stream. Once again, I want to give a personal thank you and salute to the people's rapper, the best in the world. If you didn't know, now you found out why he is the best in the world. It ain't even about the music. This man is the people's rapper because he is about the people, and I am so grateful to have this opportunity to interview John Connor. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Follow this man. We talk about what we want to hear. We talk about hip hop is dead. We talk about what we don't hear. That man got it right here, man. All varsity music, Yale Radiocast, Young B. Shout out to everybody on the stream. We out.
Yale Radiocast.